Hello there, friends. It is Jimmy Maverick, and I am super excited because I am just 3 days away from my first draft of the fantasy season. I am participating in a 10-team PPR league on Yahoo, and so I'm going to do a little dry run here, see what kind of team I can get, what I have a realistic chance of getting, and we are going to use my app, which is My Perfect Fantasy Draft, to help us pick players today. And I think you will see that we're going to pick an outstanding team. I'm feeling very confident, so I'm going to show you how it works. Now, we still have about a minute and a half till the draft starts. So this is all you need to do. First of all, go to my website, ffmaverick.com, right there, and set up a free account. You'll be able to get free access to this app, to a limited version of this app, and you can try it out. Try it out on a few mock drafts. If you like it, subscribe, and you can get full access to all the features of the app, and including the PPR. So that's what we're going to do right here. So you just have to answer 3 questions. All right. When you get in, it asks you, how does your league score points? I already said this is a full point PPR league. And do you want to engage Jimmy's recommended player filters? And I'm going to say yes. This is going to remove the highest risk players from the list, the ones that I like the least. So we don't even have to deal with them. They won't even be on our list to choose from. And I think you'll find that that's very handy. And if you have full access to the app, you can actually customize what filters you want to use on your list. So you can just create the perfect list for whatever kind of players you're looking for. All right. Now, the final question is, do you want to enter draft mode? And yes, we are going to do that. So you just have to answer 2 questions. Oh my goodness, my battery's running low. Hold on, I got to plug my phone. I got to plug this right. And I see that the draft is loading right now on the other page. So we're going to set this up. We are a 10-team picking first. We're going to go ahead and enter draft mode. And basically, let me just give you a quick once-over of how the app looks and how it works. So, of course, you got your list of players right here. Up here, you got your position filters. So if you want to look for a specific type of player, you just click on one of those filters, and it'll show you just that. And this is draft mode. So this represents each round of our draft. And, of course, we get 2 in a row because we're on the horn. And so when you're looking at the list, there are 4 columns that I like to look at. The first column is the value column. Now, this is calculated. It's based off of your league point schedule and the projected stats for each player. And so it calculates the total projected points. It assigns a value to that player. You can compare that value column against the player's expected draft position to see if they're a good value or a bad value. All right, very easy. The other one I pay attention to is the outlook rating. This is also calculated. This is based on intangibles about the player, things like their situation, the team they're on, new coaches, volume, their expected volume, all that sort of stuff. You want 4- and 5-star players primarily, but I will consider 3 stars, and you will see as we go down the list, it really thins out as far as like how good the players are. First round is great, right? Then over here we got consistency rating. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, 16 seconds. So here's what we're going to do. First pick, I've already kind of decided. Antonio Brown is the top value pick of the first round. But the player that I want an elite running back. I got to say, Le'Veon Bell, I'm liking his situation more and more. He is on a contract year. He is playing for his next contract. So I feel he is just going to be a top-notch option, in and out every week, playing for the next team he's going to be on, because he's not going to be a Steeler next year. So that is my choice. We're going to go with Le'Veon Bell, draft him, and we are on our way. Now, we got some time here before our next pick. So let me just explain over here. So over here you got consistency. It's a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is best. So you want as high a number there as possible. Reliability, you want high reliability players, although I will consider mid-reliability players. I want to stay away from the low reliability guys, though. Okay, that's very important. So those are the 4 columns that I pay the most attention to when I'm in the draft. So what we can do now is, and the other thing I want to say, when you're in draft mode, what it's showing me here is all the players available between our first pick and our second pick. But instead of it being sorted by its draft position, they're sorted by their value. All right. So the highest value players are at the top of the list, and that makes it easy to narrow down who you should be looking for. And there's one more thing I have to do, and this is very important. Because we are on Yahoo, they don't maintain a PPR player list on their draft board. It's always the same list. And so to stay consistent with the players that you're going to see on the draft board, we have to go into the league point schedule and change to the Yahoo PPR draft, okay? And that's going to change the order that the players are in. So we're just cruising along. So let's look at the second and third round, and we're going to see what players are available. Now, the top value player in the second round for us is Rob Gronkowski, who I think would be a very, very nice pick to take to complement with Le'Veon Bell. All right, he's got he's got nice value. He's got a 5-star outlook. 5 out of 10 on consistency isn't great. Medium reliability is not great. Now, really, if you're looking for a tight end, there's one other tight end going early, and that's Travis Kelce, who doesn't offer nearly as good a value, but he is 5 stars, better consistency, better reliability. I'm going to make Travis Kelce my third pick just because I like the idea of having an elite tight end that I don't have to worry about, that I can just start every week. But now we have to figure out who do we want for our second pick. You can see that Devonta Freeman is the next highest value player. 5-star outlook, 8 out of 10 consistency, high reliability, good value. Okay, I think going, certainly running back, tight end is good. And if we wanted to go wide receiver, we got Mike Evans here, good value, 4 out of 5 stars, 8 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. So they're both good choices. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to take a wide receiver and a tight end here. I want elite level options in this draft that I'm doing. So we just have to wait for it to come back to our turn. You can see that it's very close. We only have 3 more picks, and we can see here that let's see. Well, Mike Evans is right there, right? And then all right, where's Travis Kelce? Sometimes I get blinded there. Okay, there we go. So there's Travis Kelce. I'm going to cue him, and I'm going to cue Mike Evans. We'll see who Brian takes. If he takes Mike Evans, we can look at AJ Green real quick, or Adam Thielen. I think both of them would be good choices. I just like Mike Evans more, and AJ Green got taken. So we'll go ahead and we will take Mike Evans. We'll go ahead and take Travis Kelce. So start out with 3 outstanding players, Evans, Bell, and Kelce on our team. So now that we've made our selections, we're going to go on to the next rounds of the draft and see what's available. Now, this is interesting because you look here, we see good value players with terrible outlooks, and mostly they're terrible because of injury designations. You got Doug Baldwin, Josh Gordon, LaShawn McCoy, all dealing with injuries right now, which I don't even want to deal with. I don't draft injured players. I stay away from them. And then you got Allen Robinson, who is still kind of on injury. He's coming back from that season-ending injury last season. He hasn't really done anything in the preseason. Again, 1-star rating. So we're going to stay away from those guys. But right in the middle, we got Golden Tate, who is on a contract year, 5-star rating, 8 consistency, high reliability. That's a great option for our second running back. Our second wide receiver, if we wanted to go there. Good value also. But I really want to look at the running backs because I got to say they thin out so quickly. And we've already ruled out LaShawn McCoy. I just don't want anything to do with him. But look right below him, Royce Freeman, the rookie. I very much like his opportunity this coming season. Look, he's got a 4-star rating, good value relative to his draft position. No consistency and reliability ratings, though, because he's a rookie, right? We haven't seen what he can do. But I do like his prospects. Right below him, we got Derrick Henry, who I think is another great choice. You know, if we took these as our second and third running back, I think we would be sitting really pretty. Henry does not offer nearly as good a value. He is actually a bit overvalued, but he does have a 4-star rating. He does have high reliability, and his consistency is average. He's about average for the running back position. So I'm comfortable with that, and I think, he's going to be better this year than he was last year. I don't think Deion Lewis is going to be as big a factor as most people think. So that's a good choice. You got Jay Ajayi right here, 3-star rating, not great. Who else do we have? There's Deion Lewis, Rex Burkhead. I don't want any New England running backs before pick 100. Lamar Miller does offer, he offers terrible value, right? But he does have the 5-star rating. He is highly reliable, and he does have a 7 consistency. But I would not take him just because he's so far overvalued, what we need to take at this level. So what we're going to do is it is still 10 picks to my turn. I'm going to pause so we're within 3, and then we're going to figure out who we're going to target. All right, and we're back, and you can see that it's just cruising along. There's been no surprises so far. You can see that actually Aaron Rodgers just got taken. You've got quarterbacks starting to come off the board. I like to wait as long as possible for a quarterback. In fact, round 10 is kind of like my target for most drafts, even round 11 in some cases, because you can get some great quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford, Phil Rivers, Marcus Mariota, Patrick Mahomes. You can get all those guys after round 10, right? And so it is almost our pick here. And we will, first of all, let's filter for running backs. And we are going to take Royce Freeman. And we're going to take Derrick Henry. And I'm very happy with that. So let's go back. So now we've got 3 running backs. Okay, we got Bell, Freeman, and Henry. I think all are rock solid options for our team this year. And I think the next 2 rounds we need to focus on wide receivers. So let's see who's available. We'll go to the 6th, 7th round, and right at the top of the list, top value wide receivers Marvin Jones. Okay, offering the most value in this round. 5 out of 5 star rating, 4 out of 10 consistency, which is not great, but high reliability. So he is a distinct possibility. I do like that option. Don't need to worry about Greg Olsen. We already got our tight end. Chris Hogan is another one. I really like Chris Hogan this year. This gold dollar, that means it's a contract year for him. Okay, so we got a 5-star rating, 9 out of 10 consistency, medium reliability. So he's not a high reliable player, but I really like his upside this year. The Edelman suspension only helps his ability to get more targets. Likewise, Brandon Cooks is no longer on the team. So Chris Hogan's basically going to be the number 2 behind Gronkowski on that offense. We got Sammy Watkins here, who offers nice value but doesn't have a great outlook. Robert Woods is actually a nice option, 4-star rating, 8 out of 10 medium reliability. There's another tight end. We don't need to worry about that. There's quarterbacks. Marshawn Lynch, if we want to go another running back, but I really think we're pretty solid on running backs right now, and we don't need to worry about taking another running back at this point. But I think Marvin Jones and Chris Hogan would be a great pair to do for this trip. Maybe even Robert Woods and Chris Hogan. I actually kind of like that more because the consistency is better. And again, this would be our 2nd and 3rd wide receiver. So I think I think they're in a good situation. Likewise, Robert Woods. Brandon Cooks is now the Rams. It's Brandon Cooks' 3rd team in 3 seasons. I'm not too worried about Brandon Cooks as far as him stealing stuff away from Woods. Woods has been playing with Goff, all last season. They got a good rapport, good chemistry, good connection. So that's what I'm looking for. So I think Hogan and Woods are going to be my 2 targets for wide receivers on this next round, unless there's some surprise happening that looks particularly tempting. But what I'm going to do is here we got 12 picks on my next turn. I'm going to pause till we're within 3, and then we'll see who's available. All right, and we're back. So nothing really exciting is happening here, but I do see Mark Ingram sitting here. I am very tempted to take him. Obviously he's serving a 4-game suspension, but he would be our 4th running back. So I'm totally okay with keeping him on the bench for 4 weeks, and once he comes back, he would be an outstanding choice if he makes it to us. So he did make it to us, so I'm going to take Mark Ingram with one of those picks, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Chris Hogan with my 2nd pick. So let's go ahead and Mark Ingram is our 4th, and then Chris Hogan is going to be our 2nd wide receiver. Boy, I'm liking this team a lot right now. I think it looks really good. So let's move on to the next round of the next 2 rounds of the draft, and let's see what we got. Now, you can see here things are starting to thin out a bit, right? Our top value player does not have a very good outlook, so I'm going to stay away from Emmanuel Sanders. But right below him, we got Cooper Kupp, who I think would be a very fine choice. Another Ram, offers great value, 3-star outlook, which is not great, but he does have high reliability and average consistency. Devin Funchess, I think, is another good choice. It is a contract year for Devin. Offers good value, 4-star outlook, high reliability, 6 out of 10 consistency. That's not a bad choice. Jeffrey Reed Fuller, all guys dealing with injuries. I don't want anything to do with them. You can see the defenses are going to start coming off the board, right? So you got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's another good choice. Robbie Anderson, wide receiver, New York Jets. He offers value, 5-star rating, high reliability, 4 out of 10 consistency isn't great, but it is a contract year for him, so I like that. Again, some more quarterbacks and defenses. So there are some decent options here. I think if I had to pick. I would probably pick Robbie Anderson in this case, just because I think he has a lot of upside there. Nice outlook. Funchess would be my second. I think Cooper Kupp would be my third. And as far as running backs goes, all the running backs. Oh, you know what? Look at this. Okay, so the running backs, obviously PPR, their value isn't going to be that good. You're going to find that most running backs are overvalued relative to their draft position, but that doesn't mean they're not useful. And I see that Tariq Cohen, who was one of my favorite picks, to take him as our 6th running back, I think would be an outstanding choice. Would be totally set with running backs. Then we can just focus our last rounds on getting wide receivers, getting our quarterback, defense, kicker, all that. But he's got a 4 out of 5-star rating, high reliability. His consistency isn't great, but that's based on last year under a different coaching staff. I've been hearing great things about Tariq Cohen. They're using him all over the field, really talking him up. I think he has significant upside. And remember, Matt Nagy, the coach of Chicago, was the guy that turned Tyreek Hill into a star. And I think that's Tariq Cohen's upside, is a Tyreek Hill kind of season. So I think we should absolutely grab Tariq and grab ourselves, probably Robbie Anderson. That's what I'm thinking. We've got 8 picks till our next turn, so I will pause till we're within 3, and we'll see who we can get. All right, and just like clockwork, the defenses are coming off the board, and quite frankly, I always save my second to last choice for a defense. I will still get an awesome defense. Don't even worry about it, especially in a 10-team league. I'm going to spend all these middle rounds just grabbing up high upside players, and I'm hoping that we get a few home runs out of them. All right. So you can see that Robbie Anderson is sitting right here. So that is definitely my first choice amongst this next batch of wide receivers, and he would be our 3rd wide receiver. So I think that that's great. And let's see what happens on these last couple of picks. More defenses. Wow. So I'm not too worried about it, though. Again, there's only 10 players in this league. There's only going to be so many defenses gone by the time it gets to me at the end of the draft. So just got to wait for Brian to make his decision. Come on, Brian. Let's do something. All right. So you can see Robbie Anderson's available. So let's go ahead and take him. And then we're going to take Tyreek Hill. And Tariq Cohen. I'm calling him Tariq Hill. All right. So, and looking at the other guys that are available, I mean, these guys are not bad choices, but I just like the upside of Tariq so much. And I'm taking him here now. I mean, look at his ADP. Taking him now because I want to be sure I get him. If I wait till the next round, he's probably not going to be available. So that's one of the important things about this app, is it's going to tell you the when. When do you need to take a player? If you want to take, if let's say Tom Brady's your man, you want Tom Brady as your quarterback, this is going to tell you when you need to take Tom Brady, right? So you just go through the rounds and you're just like, okay, there he is. Okay, so with my 4th, 5th round pick, I got to take Tom Brady. If I wait any longer than that, he's probably going to be gone. So it's really great for helping you strategize when you want to take players off the list. So we are going to go back here now. We are in the 10th round. So this is usually when I target a quarterback. So you can see what quarterbacks are available. And you can see these are outstanding quarterbacks. Phillip Rivers, Mr. Consistency. Ben Roethlisberger. Patrick Mahomes, huge upside with Mahomes. Goff is a solid choice. Ryan, I don't like Ryan too much just because I don't think he's a great fantasy player. And Marcus Mariota, who's another player who I just love. So I'd be happy to get any of these guys. And a lot of times when we get to the 10th round, well, look, and there'll even be additional better quarterbacks still sitting on the board. So totally wait on getting a quarterback this season. You will be just fine. and don't even worry about it. You don't need to get yourself a Tom Brady. You'll be just fine with someone like Phil Rivers, right? Or Patrick Mahomes. Shoot, Patrick Mahomes might outdo Tom Brady this year for all I know. But we will come back here. So we got great options there. Let's see who else is available on this round. And you can see, okay, right at the top, Duke Johnson, PPR master. All right, so Duke Johnson, look at the awesome value he offers because it's PPR. But again, he's buried at this like 120 ADP on the Yahoo draft board. That's why you got to use my app, all right? Because this is going to show you the actual value against their draft position. Duke Johnson is a no-brainer here. I mean, look at this: 4 out of 5 stars, 9 out of 10 consistency, high reliability, and look at the value. I mean, the value relative to their draft position is enormous. So we will absolutely target Duke Johnson on this next one. Get ourselves a quarterback, and we'll see if anyone better is available, but I don't think we're going to find it. So I will come back here. We got 10 picks till our turn. I'm going to pause until we get to the next round. All right, we are waiting for our next turn, and there's really nothing surprising here. Looks like, Garoppolo's still sitting on the board if you like Garoppolo. Marquise Goodwin would be a great choice for a wide receiver. I very much like that. You could go Garoppolo and Goodwin maybe. We'll see who Brian takes here. But again, I think we're going to stick with our initial plan. We'll grab Duke Johnson and we'll grab a quarterback. And Phil Rivers is sitting here. Phil Rivers is my go-to guy, man. I'm taking him in most of my drafts right now. Most of these mocks I've been doing, I'm totally comfortable with taking him. Going to be a great offense this year. So let's see what happens. And Marquise Goodwin is still there. Wow. Okay, so this is tough, right? I mean, we only have like 3 wide receivers right now, and I think we can wait on Duke Johnson. I'm hoping maybe he'll be available by our next pick. So I'm going to switch up, right? I'm not going to take Duke. I'm going to take Marquise Goodwin just because I love the upside there, and I'm going to take Phil Rivers as my quarterback. And I think if we go to the 12th and 13th, he still might be there. No, he's probably not going to be there. But I'm okay with it. I'm very happy we got Goodwin. And again, we've already have 5 running backs. So, we can see we're looking here now at the 12th and 13th round, and look at how it's thinned out, man. I mean, look at these 1 and 2 star players. Again, not really interested in them, but you can see Randall Cobb is the player that offers the most value at the top of the list. He is probably a pretty good choice, being that he plays with Aaron Rodgers, but he just hasn't been good for since 2014. It's been a long time. I've been hearing really good things about Geronimo Allison, and that might be the guy that we target for our final pick if we go that route. I want to see who else is available here now. Now, Kelvin Benjamin offers fantastic value. Not a great outlook just because I don't think Buffalo is kind of a bit of a mess, but he is the wide receiver 1 on this team. It is a contract year for him, But again, low reliability, too consistency. Just you don't want to draft guys like that, right? Why take the chance on somebody that's probably going to end up injured? We got Devontae Parker, who has been battling injuries. Now, Kenny Stills. Okay, Kenny Stills I like. Great value option here. This means he's had an upward trend in his usage each of the past 3 seasons, which I love to see. 4-star outlook, high reliability, not great consistency, but you know what? He would be our 5th wide receiver. So I'm pretty comfortable with taking someone like Kenny Stills at this point. I think he's got a nice upside factor on that team. You also got guys like Marquise Lee, Sterling Shepard, Galladay. Nobody here is really blowing me away. Let's take a look at the running backs and see if there's anybody there that we maybe want to pick up. Peyton Barber's a possibility. He has actually been doing something in Tampa Bay, unlike Ronald Jones, who most people, who was taken, a few rounds back. He'd be a really good flyer at this point. I think he's got some upside. He clearly has the trust of the coaches, and he's doing everything right. So I like that. So Peyton Barber, I think we should target him as a running back, and as a wide receiver, we should target Kenny Stills. I love that that pair there. So what we're going to do, we got 7 picks. I will pause till we're within 3, and we'll see who we can get. All right, we're back. And look, Duke Johnson is still available if we wanted to go that route. I would be comfortable taking Duke Johnson. And there's Kenny Stills right below him. Boy, I'll tell you what. I think we should just take those two. I think we're gonna get them both, and they're both fantastic options for PPR. So let's go with that. And we'll leave Peyton Barber in his little timeshare situation. Duke Johnson's got a defined role on the Cleveland Browns, and I don't anticipate that changing with either of the two running backs they now have. Carlos Hyde, who's right here, and I think Nyheim Hines or something like that. I'm interested in that guy. So all right, let's go ahead and do it. We're going to take Duke. So we kind of lucked out there. That was nice. We'll take Kenny Stills. Solid choice there, and I think we have one more bench. No, that was our full bench, and all we got to do is take our defense and kicker. So let's review the players that we have. So let's look at our team. So we've got Phil Rivers as our quarterback. Our wide receivers are Mike Evans, Chris Hogan, Robbie Anderson, Marquise Goodwin, and Kenny Stills. Our running backs are Le'Veon Bell, Royce Freeman, Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Tariq Cohen, and Duke Johnson Jr. This team is awesome. And Travis Kelce is our tight end. I got to say, Yahoo better give me a good score on this team, because this team is awesome, and I would love to take this team with me into my PPR league this season, because I know that this team would just be a constant dominator every single week of the season. So we are just going to wait till we're within 3 of my last picks, and I'll take and I'll be right back. And we are almost done, and you can see we still have some great options for defenses. Carolina, Pittsburgh, New England, all our defenses I would be happy to own, and so got no problem taking any of them. And looks like we'll get our choice. I would be inclined to take New England because they play in a division which has probably 2 rookie quarterbacks that are going to be playing this year. They get to play them twice, the Jets and the Bills. So let's go ahead. We'll take New England, and then for kickers, we'll get a nice choice for kicker. Let's see here. My standby, Mason Crosby, former Colorado Buffalo player. I love him. I take him almost every year if I can get him. I'll take Mason Crosby as my kicker. So we will come back in just a few minutes with our ratings and see what Yahoo and Fantasy Pros thought of our team. Thanks. All right, and we are back. So this just popped up. Yahoo gave me an A on my team that we just picked here, so I'm very happy with that. And then I went over to Fantasy Pros. First place projected standings, so very nice all around. Like I said, I am very happy with that team. I would love to take that team with me into the season. And I hope that you saw the value in what my app provided in showing you that this app is going to give you critical pieces of information that you need to know about players when you're making those decisions. And also, don't forget the fact that when I did this, I went into the point per reception and I chose the Yahoo PPR draft because that ordered the players for the Yahoo draft board. If you just click on point per reception or this all other PPR drafts, it's a different order of players, and it's not going to work for Yahoo. That other list is for, if you draft on ESPN or NFL or one of those places that actually does provide a different list of a different order of players when you're in a PPR league. But again, this gives you the advantage. It's going to show you who the best value players are. And don't forget also, I want to just mention this. They are grading me on half-point PPR, not on full-point PPR. I think if this was grading me on full-point PPR, this team would even be stronger because of the players that we have, like Duke Johnson and Le'Veon Bell and Mike Evans, high-volume pass receivers that are just worth so much when you are in a PPR league. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it. Please go to my website, ffmaverick.com. Sign up for a free account. You can access the app. You can play around with it and utilize it. Again, it's a restricted version, so only certain lists are available. But try it out on a mock draft on Yahoo. See how you do. I think you're going to find that it is extremely valuable to drafting the best team possible on draft day. So again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it. Please comment or subscribe subscribe, and have a happy draft, everybody. See you later.